genetic matching room. Okay, Dr. Stevens, they're ready.
Can everyone see me? Yes. Great. Welcome to the Avatar program. Let's prep the genetic sampling.
I'm on it.
Okay, first we need to find the compatible match of your genetic material with the genetic material of one of the avatar bodies that we already have. Once we do that, you'll be able to link to that avatar and fly. Help us out and move around a bit. Almost. Yes, got him. Now, let's find your avatar matches. All right, you've all been matched with avatars. Looks like they're ready for you in the next room.
Mama's just loving it. I'm like, all right. Oh, okay.
He's like, you're not done.
Mother who ends up being kind of the villain in the whole thing and the mastermind. And that's a little accurate. She's really smart, and they do stick together. So for something to have mastermind the whole thing, conspiracy, it makes sense. They did Zootopia. She can't. Yeah, she is this.
Okay.
She can't. She just won't bow.
She's getting a little older, so we are not asking for certain behaviors that could hurt her.
She's 11 years old, so that's pretty old for her. She's 12 to 15 years. So she's an old lady. She knows behaviors. So yeah, so it's all about she can, yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you not to lean against them because it's not really secure to the floor.
But the Zootopia animators did come here to Animal Kingdom, and they did look at our sheep and some of our other animals. Most recently, the Lion King.
And obviously, we're going to need a real lion. So, but unfortunately, I cannot bring a real lion out here. And apparently, some of you are not fans of safety. But instead, we actually sent film crews out to the park and actually filmed our lion here, so you can get an up-close look at what a lion looks like without having to deal with his claws. Okay? So you got, or teeth. So, are you guys ready to meet our inspiration? Woo! All right then, here he is.
Meet Topher, an African lion.
Conservation station.
Well,
Please gather your personal
I didn't even get to
belongings
finish coloring mine
before leaving your clipboard
drawing
and
it,
pencil
honestly.
at your seat. And remember to take your artwork with you. We hope you...
We've ridden basically everything that we've wanted to ride besides Cali River Rapids. We're a little afraid we're gonna get very wet on it. So we're saving it for last-ish. But other than that, it's been a pretty good day today. Pretty shady. Dry hair? Good job. Well, we were spared. The 2 rafts behind us got wet the whole time. I'm not really that wet. Me neither. I remember now. Nice. They have a blanket. Oh no. Okay, so the 3rd raft should be coming here in a second, and it should just be sitting underneath the elephants. Here they go. What the heck? They did it too. What is up, guys? So it is, what is today? Is today Friday? It's Friday morning. I think it's Friday. I have lost what day it is completely going on this vacation. But I'm editing my Animal Kingdom vlog this morning. And I realized I did not do a lot of talking in the vlog. It's a lot of montages showing the park, showing cues, showing some parts of rides and stuff. So I thought that I would go through and just give you guys some quick little spark notes on what I thought about everything while I was here and could throw it in and spice up the vlog a little bit. So when we went in, we went straight to Pandora. We wanted to get the longest wait lines done first. I want to say the I don't know what the main ride is called. Flight of Passage. There we go. Flight of Passage had an hour wait time, which wasn't too bad. So we were like, let's go ahead, hit it up. We also took our time that morning and we ended up getting to the park around 11 or 12. By the time we got there, got off the bus, got in, and we were pooped from the previous days. So we went in. The queue for Flight of Passage was beautiful on the outside. It had so many opportunities to stop and take photos because there was no one in the queue, so it looked like you were the only one there. I had Alicia take a couple photos of me there. The inside queue was really cool. It had a lot of like the scientific end of it. So you walked through, you got to see like this huge avatar in like a, I don't know, like a thing of water floating around. That was neat. You got to see like the little scientist area where they conduct experiments and stuff, and the experiments would move, which was really cool. So if you were stuck in that room for a while, it wouldn't be horrible. I want to say we were maybe in that room for 5 minutes tops, zigzagging through it. So I didn't really get to stand and like watch anything for a very long time. It was like glance at it, film it for a minute, and the line was already moving. I want to say we made it through the line and the ride in about 40 minutes, which was not bad at all. So now I'm going to talk about the ride. I all of a sudden have become weird and I get motion sickness. So I was a little worried about it, but it did not make me feel sick at all. The day that we went there, I was wearing my contacts because my eyes were swollen and I had my ears on. So the little glasses that they gave you sat weird on my head. They kept wanting to slide forward because I had braids, I had ears, and I had my glasses on. But other than that, the ride was really, really cool. It was, there's a penny on the floor the cat's all playing with. It was really great. I don't know, every time they like splashed the water up on you, whatever it was, it smelled really good and it evaporated like instantly. So it wasn't like they splashed water up on you and your face felt wet for the entire ride. It was like within a couple seconds of it being done, the whatever vapor that they used was gone and you kind of forgot about it. So I thought that was really cool. Plus I had my glasses on, so I was a little worried about that. But I guess the way that they have it angled, I don't know, it was great. So anyhow, I thought that it was better than the Star Wars ride. I felt like this one had more aspects of getting you into it versus a Star Wars ride. You're kind of sitting in a spaceship, so it's just like a screen on the outside. And with this, it was very open and it was Soarin'-esque, basically. So I really liked that. After that, we went to the Navi River journey, and it had a 40-minute wait. I want to say we maybe were in line for 30-ish, 25 minutes. It was a super short ride, which I wasn't expecting. It was very slow. It was beautiful, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if the wait time was over 30 minutes, if I would even want to do it. I was very, very surprised at how short it was. But that's about all I have to say for that one. The animatronic was really cool. That was super duper duper expensive. It looked very lifelike. So that was that. Then we went on the safari. And we had a little group of like 12, 13-year-olds behind us. And they kind of ruined the whole ride for us. So annoying. I almost like, so when I was editing this, I didn't even listen to any of the footage from the safari. I just literally cut it down to showing the animals and then muted it. Because I'm pretty positive the whole time you could hear them making dumb remarks. Every time like a horned animal would come by, the kid would be like, oh my god, that animal's so horny. Oh, it's so horny. Look at its horns. Wow, it must be so horny. It's so horny. And I mean, they would say it like 10 times. And at first I thought I was the only one hearing it. And then Alicia was like, okay, they're really getting on my nerves. And I was like, I know. I mean, we'd go by the elephants and they would talk about how they wanted to shoot them. I mean, it was a horrible, it was very annoying. So finally I turned around and said something to them and they were like, what? I'm just making observations. I'm just saying that the animal had horns. Like water is wet, those animals have horns and they're horny. And I was like, that's not cute. Like, please stop. And then that made them do it even more, which sucked. But thankfully, at the point that I turned around, there wasn't much left of the tour. And we were able to get off. And then they followed us. And they just made remarks the whole time out of the exit. And I was like, I swear to God, if I don't get away from them, I'm going to lose my annual pass. Because I'm going to assault the 12-year-old. So after we got off the safari, we ended up going and getting a pretzel and sitting down. Those kids went and got some ice cream. And then they walked away down another path, and I was like, okay, at least we know they're out of this section of the park, so let's backtrack and go back in. The safari, other than the kids, was good. You did get to see a lot of animals up close. Our tour guide was pretty good. She just spit out facts. I've seen better tour interaction from other tour guides, but like, I was nervous because it was hot that day, and I was thinking that once we got on safari, it was going to be a lot of stopping. I was going to get overheated. But there was constantly a breeze, so it wasn't bad. So after we got done with the safari, we got on the train and went to Rafiki Planet Watch. And I thought for some reason that was closed down. So I'm glad we ended up walking back there. We took the train. The train was a very short ride. Again, I didn't expect it to be that short. got off at Rafiki's Planet Watch. I didn't realize how long of the walk from the train to the Rafiki's Planet Watch was, but it's like a decent little journey, a decent little trail you take. And we got back there, and they have like a little petting zoo you can go into. So me and Alicia went in there. We hung out with the sheep and the goats for quite a while. As you guys saw, there was this one goat, and he would come out from underneath the ropes, and he would just come up to you and be like, hey, please scratch me, please hang out with me, look how cute I am. And so we played with that goat for a while, and then they had a llama. The llama didn't want anything to do with anybody that morning, and they had a cow, and the cow also had no means of wanting to come over and be touched. He was just like, look at me, that's it. After that, we went on the inside. They have some smaller animals that you can look at in there. I don't think I filmed any of that. And then we noticed that there was an animation experience. So we looked, and the one that we were at, by the time we made it back there, it was the last animation experience available. And they were telling us that the way that it worked was you were supposed to get fast passes if you really wanted to do it. Other than that, there was a standby line you can get in, but they said that it filled up really quick, and most of the time that they had to end up turning standby people away if you weren't in the front of the standby line. So Alicia and I got kind of nervous, so we went over and we sat by the standby line because they won't let you in until 10 minutes before the show starts into the line. So that was a little confusing. But they let the fast pass people in. There was maybe 5 or 10 people that fast passed it. And then there was maybe 30, 40 standby people. We all got in. There were still seats available. We went on a really weird low crowd week because of the hurricane. I think people got thrown off, and people, I don't know, are still worried about going down there, or I have no idea. But anyhow, the crowds this whole time we were down there was very low and amazing. So we got in. We ended up drawing Simba, which I showed you. And I was really nervous because I don't do well drawing, but the way that they broke it down and the sheet of paper that they give you has circles and lines on it. He tells you at what point of the line intersection to this line to draw, what shape to do it in. And my Simba ended up turning out really cute. And I'm going to try to frame it and put it on the back wall. That day they did Simba, Puma, and Timon, and I really wish we would have gotten the Puma. Pumbaa was the one drawing class before ours, so he looked really cute, but I also took an extra drawing sheet, so I may be able to find someone who videoed the experience and draw it from that, possibly. I don't know why, I just think they're really, really cute. So I'm planning to frame that and put it back up here. After that, they told us that we had to get out of that area, that we were the last train out, and they didn't really explain to us what would happen if we missed the train. But as we were leaving, they were setting up for a VIP experience on the train station when you first walk out of the safari area, going to Rafiki Planet Watch, and then when we were getting on the train from Rafiki's Planet Watch to go back to, I think it's called Hombre Station, they were setting up a VIP experience. So I'm not sure what it was, but it looked good. They were pouring mimosas and stuff. I don't know what you were doing, but anyhow, it looked cool. So we did that. I really, really think if you have time and if you get overly hot, trying to find an animation experience, if you're in one of the parks that offers it, is worth it. So it was about 20 minutes long. It wasn't long at all. So then after that, we went on Mount Everest, and I was kind of prepared, but also not. I was more worried about the part where we go backwards, which wasn't bad at all, but you know, I figured the part that we go backwards, we would be down the whole time. It would just be like a downward slope back, but I was wrong. It was like down, then like a dip, and then back up, and it threw me around so much. It wasn't too bad. Towards the end, I did get a little bit of like a weird feeling, like motion sickness, but as soon as I got off the ride and walked it off, it left, so that was fine. I think it was pretty good. We ended up doing it twice. We did it the time that I'm talking about, and then after Cali River Rapids, we ended up doing it one more time. So then Alicia and I got some ice cream. She got a premium Mickey bar. I got a banana covered in chocolate and nuts. It was pretty freaking good. I was only able to finish like 2/3 of it. It was very filling, which was weird. So I got that, and then we ended up passing a guest services booth. And I wanted to get a pin saying that I was celebrating becoming an annual pass holder. The backpack that I have, I am going to put buttons and maybe some pins all over it and decorate it, because I see that everyone has Loungefly in the parks, and like that's cool and all, but I'm not sure my water bottle will fit in a Loungefly. So I'm going to use this backpack that I got off Poshmark, and I fully am going to sit down and do a how to Disney on a budget. And in that, I'm going to show you guys everything that I got like for the trip. Some clothes that I found that wasn't from Disney. They were like from Target and stuff that were pretty cheap and stuff like that. So just keep your eye out from that. But I ended up stopping, getting my button from her. I noticed she had a pin on her lanyard that I wanted, so I pin traded her. So I did my first pin trade. She was really, really cool. Like, as we were standing there after we got done with our buttons, she was like, y'all can stand here under the shade, like eat y'all's ice cream, hang out with me as long as you want, like it doesn't bother me. So we were like, okay. So we're standing there eating our ice cream, talking to her about becoming annual pass holders and everything. That's when I noticed her pin, and I was like, oh, let me pin trade. Other than that, I did not pin trade at all, and I thought I was going to pin trade a lot while I was down there, but we just like, I don't know if it was I didn't think about it, or we were just so like, here's what we were going to do next, and we just bypassed everything, and I kind of forgot about it. I don't know, but the next time we go down there, I'm definitely going to focus more on pin trading now that I rode all the rides that I wanted to ride that I haven't ridden in a while. The next thing, hey, thank you, cats. The next thing that we did was Dinosaur. Actually, we went to go ride Primeval Twirl, something, the dinosaur spin roller coaster that's in like the little fair area. You walk underneath the big dinosaur to get into. My brain is just not working this morning, so please don't yell at me about this. Something Whirl, I'm pretty sure it is. Anyhow, they said that it was down for the summer, even though on my app it showed a 5-minute wait, which was a little weird. So we went and we looked at that, figured out it was down, and we headed to Dinosaur, which we had fast passes for. It was almost pointless to get fast passes to things that had a 10-minute wait, because you ended up waiting pretty much the same amount of time with the people who were walking in, because there was no queue to stop in. So we went to Dinosaur. I had watched videos filmed of people going through it, so I kind of knew what to expect. I didn't know that it was so bumpy and droppy and like that, because obviously you can't really tell that from a video. It was good. I would have rode it again. At the very end where you come back through and he's like, you're not gonna make it, you're not gonna make it. Our ride stopped and the lights in the tunnel shut down, and we were just sitting in silence for about 3 minutes, and I was like, the girl sitting next to me, I was like, oh no, he didn't say we made it. Yo, I don't think we made it, y'all. And the girl was like, yeah, I don't think we made it either. And then we were turned around looking back into the ride, and she was like, imagine being stopped underneath like the dinosaur that drops down at you and scares you. And I was like, yeah, no, I'd rather much be in this little tunnel. And then all of a sudden the ride clicked back on. They didn't make any announcement or anything. The ride clicked back on, and he was like, you made it. I was like, yay. So we got off that, and then we went to Tough to Be a Bug, and it was frightening. I mean, like, I was putting myself in the kids' shoes that were around me, and there was a lot of things that if I was a kid would have scared the bejesus out of me. The spiders dropping from the ceiling, the blasts of air in your face. At the very end, it asks for the humans to stay seated because the bugs get to leave first, and on the little bench that you're on has these knobs, and they go up and down, and it feels like bugs are walking underneath your butt. A lot of people jumped up and screamed and then did not sit back down after that, which I thought was pretty cute and like funny. But the show was good. I thought it was kind of more intense than I remembered it, but it was a nice air-conditioned show that we could sit in. By the time we made it, I did not realize that all of the shows pretty much like the last showing for them was like 4:30, and since we got a later start, we missed a bunch of them. We want to go back and do the bird experience. We didn't get to see Kevin at all, which I really wanted to see, which was the bird from Up. We didn't see, other than Chip and Dale, I don't think we saw any characters walking around. They were doing a dance party over in Dinosaur. They had their dinosaur outfits on. But then after we got out of Tough to Be a Bug, we backtracked to Cali Rapids. We weren't sure how wet we were going to get on it, so we decided to do it last. As we were going through the queue, there's at one point where you pass people getting off, and they were drenched, and I was real nervous. And Alicia was like, no, once we get on, there's like this thing in the middle, you can put your bags in, it's sealed. We get on the ride, and they've removed that, and now they have lockers, but they don't tell you when you're walking in, hey, you need to put your stuff in a locker. So Alicia and I had our backpacks with us, and thankfully the way that we rode the ride, and we were just a very blessed raft. We didn't get wet too much. At one point, me and Alicia were going backwards down the fall, and I thought we were going to be soaked. It wasn't bad, came over a little bit. I think my butt was more wet from just sitting in the chair from the previous person. The travel from the raft from the first time, they must have got soaked. But at the very end, we were waiting to get back into the area to get off, and there's these two elephants, and I was watching water dribble out of the elephant's trunk, and I was like, oh no, I think it just randomly goes off. We happened to move right out from underneath it. The next raft came in and queued behind us to get off, and we still couldn't get up and get off. So we were watching that raft, and the people on the bridge pressed the thing and just laid on it the whole time that raft was sitting underneath it. And that raft, those people were completely soaked. So we just happened to ride it perfectly, barely got wet. It was really good. So after we did that and we got away with not getting too wet, we were like, okay, let's go back. We'll ride the roller coaster one more time, Everest, and then we will head out. So we rode that one more time. It had maybe a 5-minute wait. It was a walk-on. And then we ended up going back to the bus depot and catching our bus. By the time we got on the bus, it was 8 p.m. The place closed at 9, so I think we timed it perfectly to get to the bus before the rush. And the only thing we didn't see was the Tree of Life show, which I think happened like 8:30, 8:45, right before the park closed. And I'm just so afraid to go and sit and watch that. Anything to do before the park closes, the crowd level I'm afraid of. So we ended up coming home that night, or not coming home, but we ended up going back to the RV that night and just vegging out because we were pooped. And that's pretty much it for this vlog. That was all of my thoughts on Animal Kingdom. Growing up, I thought there was nothing to do there, and there's a lot to do. So I was very impressed. I would rank Animal Kingdom high up. Like if I had to rank the parks, I think I would rank it high up. I really enjoyed it. So I hope you had a good time watching this vlog. I'm sorry the first half of it is a lot of montages and stuff, but if you could stick through that and make it to this point and hear my thoughts on it, then thank you. And I will catch you guys in my next video.